Hello, hello. Good morning. This is week 7 of Monday morning motivation coming to you from My Happy Day Success Academy. Lesson 7. Lesson 7, as I told you last week, will be addressing a very important issue. This issue is how lambs can become lions. How can lambs become lions? Please, let me remind you again that you will need a pen and a notebook so that you will be able to jot down a few things as we go on. As I told you last week, the lesson for today is one of his series in our goal-setting lessons, and I just want to implore you that we should just begin immediately. Shall we? We ended the last lesson with a quote from Robin Hood, the famous film character, who said, "Rise and rise again until lambs become lions." In other words, you need to rise and rise again until your lambs become your lions. Now, in this quotation, what does Robin Hood mean by the word lamb? And what is the lion in this analogy? The lamb is a weak, undeveloped, struggling effort to change something or circumstance in your life. The lion is that merciless force, devouring and frustrating the lamb from fulfilling its desire or arriving at its goals and aspirations. Let me inform you that this circle of lambs being eaten by lions will continue until you factor a way to beat the circle. Why? Jim Rohn says, success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is a natural consequence of consistently applying the basic fundamentals. Success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying the basic fundamentals. From the above, Jim Rohn implies that to succeed, you have to remain focused. You have to refuse to dwell on your failings and play strong on your strengths until the forces that defeated you in the past surrender themselves. The same way must your lamb fight to become a lion. Now, if we talk about lamb in this analogy, the lamb refers to those weak resolutions that are not backed with knowledge, those desires that have no soil, just like the seed that fell on the dry ground in the parable of the sower in the book of Luke chapter 8 verse 6. Those aspirations that have not got any reinforcement, they wither away like the seeds that fell on the dry ground. The lambs refer to those ambitions that were frustrated because of lack of knowledge, lack of information, lack of experience and skills. Those lambs include those unattended to intentions that others come along with and snatch away. You have these intentions, but you don't attend to them. Others come along, hear this information about what you are intending to do, and they just go away, knowing that it's a beautiful idea, and they go on and achieve it. They become the lions that devour your lambs. Now, how many times have you had an idea and you found that somebody else suddenly is working on that same idea and profiting from it? That is what we are talking about. The lambs had been eaten by the lions. Now, listen, if you do not give a teeth to your aspiration and you just have intention there, ideas are prostitutes. They float from one person to the other. If you don't pick up the ideas and develop them, somebody else will, and you will then end up biting your finger in regret. I know and I pray for you that you will not regret. That's why this series on goal setting is being brought to you. And I want you to take note. As Henry Ford said, most people spend their time and energy going around problems than in trying to solve them. Hello, did you hear that? That most people spend more time and energy going around problems than in trying to solve them. That's Henry Ford. Now, if this is so, which is true, we will not be like the Henry Ford's foolish problem solvers. But I want you to be wise. So, what is the problem that we intend to tackle with this topic? It is to see why resolutions, why goals, why aspirations fail, and how we can save ourselves from becoming failures too. Now, listen. Aspirations and goals and resolutions, they fail simply because they are not backed up by knowledge. If you have knowledge about how behaviors are formed, then you will know how to change the behaviors that are already manifesting in your life. Number 2, resolutions fail because there's lack of courage to acknowledge our failures. We have grown up being told that anybody who fails in one activity is a failure for life. No, 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 no. You need to fail forward. You need to fail forward. That is what one writer says. He said, you need to fail forward. Failing forward means each time you fall, you rise up again and move ahead. You rise up, you fall again, you rise up again and move ahead. You fall 7 times, you rise up 8 times. That is what it means. Now, if you don't have the courage to rise again when you have fallen, you will never be able to fulfill your goals. Another reason why people fail is because they fail to find help or to ask for it when it is needed. Hello. A lot of people are ashamed to ask for help. If you are ashamed to ask for help, you are already planning to fail. Every one of us on this earth, we are learners. The day you cease to learn is the day you die. Therefore, we keep on learning every day of our lives. Therefore, you must be willing and ready to ask for help. Where do you ask for help? There are so many places from which you can ask for help, and it depends on the problem you're trying to solve. If it be a spiritual problem, then you must look for somebody who has spiritual authority to help you to solve that problem. But where it is physical or financial, then you must look for somebody who has experience and skills that can help you to solve that problem. Otherwise, as we said the other time, knowledge is power. Go and seek knowledge. If you do not know where to go, go to the internet. I can assure you, if you ask your questions very well, Google will provide you beautiful answers to every question that you may be asking. I hope that we have started this topic very well, but this is not the end. We are continuing from where we are stopping today, and next week I look forward to breaking it down further, and we shall be talking about how do we set goals. How do we set goals that will lead to success? That will be the topic of next week's edition. I thank you very much for listening, and I pray for you that God will bless you and help you to be successful in the process, in the business of planning your goals, and give you the grace to achieve them. Remain blessed. Until I see you next week, God bless you.